Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my 3DS games and my 3DS games collection. Of course, as the title states, these are only going to include my Nintendo 3DS games. I do own a lot of just standard DS games. So if you would also like to see a standard DS games collection, then don't forget to give this a like and to leave a comment down below. And with that being said, let's get started. So I have been buying and collecting 3DS games since the 3DS first came out itself. I didn't ever get a 3DS on launch date. Weirdly enough, my brother did, and for some reason I was like, I don't need that console, like 3D, it's so weird. But yeah, as soon as my brother got one and I tried his, I was like, I need this in my life. And the first 3DS console I actually owned was just the standard metallic red 3DS, which is so pretty. I love it and I still have it to this day. And I currently own, let's get it out of my drawer. You've probably seen it featured a lot on my Instagram, but this is my very awesome Piplup case, my Piplup butt case from the Pokemon Center. But yes, my current 3DS is just the new Nintendo 3DS. It's a small one, just because I have very small hands and I like to be able to change the colour plates on them. Now with my games, I'm not going to do it in any particular order as such, but I'm going to try and split it into categories like Animal Crossing and Pokemon, etc. So the first kind of like few games I'm going to talk about, these are just kind of like more random ones that don't really fit into those kind of categories. The first game, I think this was the first game I actually ever got for 3DS, is of course the very classic Nintendogs and Cats. Now I remember when the 3DS first came out, games were literally priced at around £50, and that's I think what the Switch games are going to be costing. But I remember thinking 50 quid for this, like, I mean I can get just standard Nintendo's probably like less than £10 these days. But yeah, that was of course because the 3DS had first came out, and for my first 3DS game, like, this was honestly so fun, and I still adore Nintendo's to this day. And the whole fact that it had cats in it made it, like, I was mind blown. I was like, cats and dogs, I can own both. Like, of course, because I was a lot younger and I had grown up with Nintendo's on the DS, so to finally have cats in it, it was like a whole like new world, and I was so excited by this game. I don't really play it that much, to be honest, just because I've played an awful lot. But this is still a game that I really enjoy going back to every now and again. It's still a classic and it's great for anyone, it's great for all ages. If you have like a younger child who wants to get a 3DS, then this is definitely a great game to start them off on it, as it is suitable for anyone and it's just really cute and light-hearted. The next game I have is a Mario game. I do also own Mario Kart 7, but I do not have the game box with me for some reason. Yes, I do own that as well. This is the other Mario game I own for 3DS, and it is Super Mario 3D World. It was also one of the very first 3DS games I got for the 3DS, as it was one of the first ones that actually came out, and I have to say I absolutely love this game. I've not touched it for a while just because I have completed it. I've completed every single world, so there really isn't anything left to be done in this game. But when I was playing it, I really enjoyed it, obviously because the 3DS was such a new console, and the whole concept of it kind of being like a 3D world instead of being like a standard sort of like platformer game, it was really incredible. And I enjoyed this a lot. The graphics were really fun, all of the worlds were just really cool, cute and quirky, and yeah, it's just a really cute, fun Mario game that anybody can enjoy. The next two games are both in the new Star Boutique family. Now I have previously owned Star Boutique on the DS and I absolutely adore that game. I'm, as you know, very into fashion and makeup and beauty and all that stuff, so when I heard it was coming to the 3DS, I was beyond excited. And this is the first one in this series, the new Star Boutique series, as they remade them for 3DS. And like the first one, you basically have your own boutique and you have to buy in clothes, sell clothes, you can participate in fashion contests and all this good stuff, and I would recommend this for any fashion lover out there. And then recently, well, more recently, they came out with New Star Boutique 2, which is basically the same as the first two, where you still have your own boutique, but there is a lot more new features in it. They have more online features. You can now like do people's makeup and hair, fashion contests are done a bit differently, and now you can even design your own clothes, which is probably one of the most kind of like wanted features in this game. I also really love the versatility of all the brands that even have Lolita and Gothic Lolita brands in this, which is really cool. So yeah, if you're into fashion like me, then honestly you would really love this game. It's just really cute and lighthearted, and a game that I can easily pick up and play. Next two are a couple of JRPGs, and the first one being Fire Emblem Fates Birthright. Now, RPGs, I'm not the best with finishing games, especially RPGs. It's not that they're not good and I don't enjoy them. I just find sometimes they are very long, and if there's especially text-heavy games, I just find it very hard to concentrate in them. So I'm actually yet to finish this game. I hate to say, I've played it for ages, but from what I've played so far, I've really enjoyed it. I haven't owned anything else in the Fire Emblem series, but I'd obviously heard that it was an amazing game. I really love the artwork and the characters in this game, and it's very different game style to what I've normally played. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but it's like Pokemon Conquest if you played that. So yeah, it's very different, and as I just said, the artwork is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I really need to finish this game. I also own Bravely Default, which I actually don't have like on me currently. My boyfriend is actually playing it. But again, I never finished this game, which I really regret doing, and I probably should, as there is a second one out now which does look pretty good. And as you know, I'm very into my JRPGs because I love anime in Japan, all that good stuff. So I got this again just because I'd heard a lot of good things about it, and again I had really enjoyed it, and I really like the combat style and like the cute chibiness of the characters in battle. So yeah, to be honest, I don't have a lot to say about this just because I haven't finished it yet. But if you have, tell me your thoughts down below, and I'll make sure I get on and try and complete this game. Now we come to one of my favourite sections, being Animal Crossing. And of course, I own Animal Crossing New Leaf. Like, you probably all know this because I put my games on Instagram all the time. But this game is so very dear to my heart. I remember the day it came out, and I still have actually the same town from when I got the game on launch. But if you are familiar with the Animal Crossing series, then obviously you would have played Wild World, and it's basically the same as that, apart from you are now the mayor of your own town, and you can put in these special public work projects. So you can like put new sort of like trees and other bridges and just lots of different sort of buildable things in it, and it just looks incredible on the 3DS. There are so many new characters, items, just everything that you could think of, and I just love losing myself in this game. It's great to play any time of the day. I especially enjoy playing it at night. It's very relaxing. So if you're looking for a game to just kind of lose yourself in and maybe take away some of that stress inside of you, then trust me, Animal Crossing is the game for you. I promise you will not be disappointed. And the other Animal Crossing game that I own for 3DS is of course Happy Home Designer. Now this is a lot less talked about than of course than New Leaf, and it came out probably a year and a half or so now, but I remember when they first announced this, I literally nearly cried with happiness, just because it'd been so long since we got a new kind of actual Animal Crossing game. And basically in this game, it's based off the Happy Home sort of designer thing, and you basically design houses for your clients or the animals in the game. And it's just so fun. I'm a very creative person at heart. I love art, I love designing stuff, so just to have a game where I can let all of that run loose is just really fun. And I find that I get very invested in the game, which is what I like with games. I like to become invested and just to lose myself and just to forget about the world around me, as I do find it quite hard to concentrate on things. So this game is absolutely perfect for that, and if you're looking for a change of pace from just say the standard Animal Crossing, then this will be perfect for you. And now we come to now we come to what I call the main attraction of my 3DS games collection, which is my Pokemon games. And I think I'm going to start with the Mystery Dungeon one, just because they're not obviously like the main RPGs. And I obviously own both, which is Gates to Infinity and the newest one, Super Mystery Dungeon, which came out beginning of last year, I believe. Now, Mystery Dungeon is probably my favourite spin-off out of all of the Pokemon games. Basically in these, they always follow the same theme where you somehow wake up in the Pokemon world, you become a Pokemon, you befriend a partner, and then you start off a journey exploring dungeons and just basically trying to save the Pokemon world. In every one there is obviously a different plot, but they basically follow the same sort of like formula, just like the main Pokemon games. And I love obviously just how different they are from the main RPGs, where this time, you know, you are the Pokemon itself. I always find the stories to be just so heartwarming, and I always end up crying at the end of them, which probably sounds really pathetic, but there's just something about them that is just like so touching. And I really enjoy the dungeon gameplay style. I'm sure there's a proper name for that, but I really like the gameplay style and having to fight in dungeons. And yeah, they're just really, really adorable games, and I probably played every single game in the Mystery Dungeon series. Sadly, I think this might have been the last one, but I will always enjoy playing these and replaying them. And lastly, we have my main Pokemon RPG games, and of course I own X, Alpha Sapphire, and then of course Moon. Now, I don't know what to say about this game. Like, I feel like most of you are gonna know everything about them anyway, but yeah, these games are just my entire life basically. I feel like my whole life has been shaped by Pokemon. I have to say, out of all of the new 3DS games, it's a tie between Moon and Alpha Sapphire of which one I enjoyed the most. We all know Gen 4 is my favourite, but those are yet to have a 3DS remake. I really enjoyed Moon just because it was a whole new region, new characters, new story, new Pokemon, so that made it extra exciting. X was also pretty amazing, however I did feel like it was lacking a lot of post-game story, which is why it's at the bottom of my favourites with the 3DS games. And then we have Alpha Sapphire, and I actually started Pokemon from playing the Game Boy games, specifically Ruby and Sapphire. So it was amazing to see this game remade in all the glory for the 3DS, as this holds a very special place in my heart, and just seeing it being remade with like new features and everything was just really awesome. If you are looking for a new 3DS game, then I will always recommend the Pokemon games, as they are suitable for all ages. There's just so many in the series, there's like just so many different adventures and characters, and you cannot love Pokemon. It's just the best thing ever. I could probably go on about it all day, but I'm going to stop myself now. So there we have it. Those are my 3DS games collection. Tell me down below in the comments which 3DS games you own and which are your favourites. Don't forget to give this a like and to subscribe before you go, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.